Hey guys, welcome to week 9 of the Confidence Revolution. 2 housekeeping points. Number 1, I'm thinking about making this a podcast. So if you have a preference, video, podcast, written blog, let me know. The only reason I'm here is to be of service to you. And number 2, my website's down. We're rebuilding a new website, better, faster, stronger, all that cool stuff. And so in a few weeks, we'll be running back to normal. For now, you can find these videos on YouTube and on Facebook. Okay, so I want to talk about having a successful relationship, whether it's a friendship, a relationship with a colleague, or even your spouse. So when two people enter into a relationship, they both come with a set of ideas, a set of values, a perspective on how things should be. And the way that we've gotten there is decades and decades of seeing our own family, interacting with our friends, seeing the world through our view, right? And so inevitably, both people are going to come with different perspectives, different expectations, different views on how things should be, what a friendship should look like, what a marriage should look like, what a husband should do, what a wife should do, what birthdays should be like, right? We have all these different expectations because we've been molded. We can't help but be shaped by our life experiences, and that's okay. But the first thing I want to say is please recognize there's no right and there's no wrong. My family didn't do it better than your family. Your friends don't do it better than my friends. I am not right and you are not wrong. There's my way, there's your way, and for the love of God, there's our way, right? So don't get caught up on how things look or what people think about your life and how it's taking shape or how it's not taking shape, or the rate at which you finish a degree or finish a master's or start a business or go after your hobbies. There's all these things. There's so many expectations on us, and we think, well, we've got to fulfill their expectations, and that's just not true. You don't have to fulfill their expectations. You just have to fulfill yours. So the first thing is we come to the table with different expectations, and that's okay. But we do have to talk about them. And so in talking about them, it's valuable to realize why we like things a certain way. Do we feel more loved if there are more presents at the birthday table? Do we feel safer if we're kissed goodnight every night? Do we feel respected if someone lets us finish our sentences? Like, what is it that we're feeling, that we're seeking? Like, why do we want things a certain way? Don't just stick to something because you've done it for 20 years. That makes no sense. Make sure you're doing it because it brings you value to your life and value to the relationship. And the third thing I want to talk about is once you've figured out why you do what you do and how it makes you feel and how it makes your life better, we've got to speak up. There is no one that I've met, as awesome as everybody that I have met is, they're not mind readers, right? If we don't come out and say, hey, listen, I'd really like it if you took me dancing, or I'd really like it if you didn't say those cutting remarks because they really hurt my feelings, or I really like it when you send me a Valentine's Day card. Whatever it is, we need to speak up. We need to stand in ourselves, stand in our confidence, stand in our ability. I think that the reason that we don't speak up and ask for what we want is because we're afraid of being rejected. And there is no one in the world afraid of being rejected more than me. I hate rejection. I mean, it gives me like knots in my stomach. It feels terrible. And I feel rejected, there's all sorts of self-imposed rejection, right? I mean, I'm doing this video, I'm putting it out in the world. Maybe one person's going to comment, maybe no people are going to comment, maybe 100 people are going to comment. And that's a form of rejection. And so every day that I do something, I put myself out there, But I realize it's okay. It's okay. I'm not worse for it. I'm stronger for it. And I'm doing it in an attempt to help someone. So we need to speak up. We need to say what we want. And don't be frozen by fear, right? Paralyzed, rather. That's what I was looking for. Let's not be paralyzed by fear. Let's be okay with it not going the way we want, but if we speak up, we're kind of inching toward the person that we really want to be. I heard Diane Sawyer say this one time, and I want to leave you with this, that criticism is just a bad way of making a request. So if we're in an argument with someone and we say, you always do this, how come you never do this, why don't you ever call, rah, 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 all that stuff, we just have to turn it around. Hey, I'd love it if you called more. Hey, I'd love it if you bring me coffee when you also go get coffee. Hey, I'd love it if you came over for dinner, right? I'd love if we cooked together. So the next time you're thinking of making a criticism, sending it out in the world, flip it. Just make it a request. And I'll bet you $10 whole that that person responds better. They'll be less defensive. They'll be more open to it. So I wish you successful relationships. I wish you honesty in your relationships. And it does take courage, but the good news is that you have it. Okay, I'll see you guys later. May God's grace and peace be with you.